Green Mountain Area Homeschoolers is celebrating their 10th year of involvement with the Jane Goodall Institute's Roots and Shoots program in 2023. Now, if you're not really familiar with who Jane Goodall is and everything she's done, I'd encourage you to do some research on her. She's a pretty amazing person. And she started the Jane Goodall Institute as a worldwide global conservation effort. And in the early 90s, she started the Roots and Shoots program. And that is a program specifically for youth to get involved in, for youth to look at their community and see what problems their community is facing, whether it's problems for humans, animals, the environment, or a combination of all three. So what I'm going to do is take you through what we've done over the past 10 years. In 2015, we actually got to meet Jane Goodall, and this was at an event up in Boulder, Colorado. This is us planting a tree with her. That tree is still there, 8 years older and 8 years taller, just like the students that were involved in that project that year. Each year, our students choose their project focus. And while we do a lot of different things during the year, they fall into three main categories. The first thing we do is we educate ourselves through speakers and tours in our community and research. We learn more about the problem, what we're facing, and what the resources are that we have available to work with. We always do some sort of service work in the community. And then the third thing is we really work towards community involvement and education. Mostly we're reaching out for other students to get involved, whether they're homeschooled or not. And we do that through things like art displays at the library and various contests. We've had different businesses, local businesses, help us with sponsoring these contests. We started in 2014, and our very first project was milkweed for monarch butterflies. And this photo right here is a planting that we did along Owl Creek Trail at Bear Creek Lake Park. If you go over there this summer, you'll see some milkweed growing along there, and you can think of us when you see it. In 2015, we worked on habitat protection for various animals in our urban environment. And right here, we're doing some invasive weed removal at the East Mount Falcon Trailhead in Morrison. We do a lot of work with Jeffco Open Space and also with the City of Lakewood, Bear Creek Lake Park. In 2016, we worked on water conservation, and this is again over at Bear Creek Lake Park. We were planting willows, and you can see that dark area behind the dirt area. It was all barren, and today, if you go over there, you'll see pretty dense willows along the creek to prevent erosion. In 2017, we had the Lakewood Wildlife Project, and this photo right here is at Lakewood's Earth Day celebration. We had a display there, and we did a lot to promote awareness of the wildlife that lives in our community and how to keep them safe and ourselves safe. The next year, in 2018, we worked on trash cleanup. This photo right here is from Stonehouse Park in Lakewood, and I think we picked up 600 or 700 pounds of trash that year at various parks throughout the city. 2019, we looked at the wonderful diversity of birds that we have in our community, looking at conservation and also just an awareness. We had a bird watching contest for youth, and this is us out doing a bird watching event for the community at Kuntz Lake over by Belmar Library. 2020 brought COVID and the unique challenge of how to do a project with COVID. It was a good stretch for us. We got a website up and going, and we did a lot of our meetings online. We had a student blog, we had social media posts, and it ended up being a nice way for us to stretch ourselves in a different direction with our pretty big pollinator project. In 2021, we worked for tree awareness and conservation. Our project was called Root for Trees. We made a sidewalk chalk mural over at Belmar Library. That was something new and different for us that year. And in 2022, our project was Know Your H2O. And this is a picture of us up at Crown Hill Park doing a cleanup. I think we picked up close to 300 pounds of trash that day. That's a very quick look at what we've done for projects over the past 10 years for Roots and Shoots. I did want to mention that every year we come across new resources, new things that are available for us that we weren't aware of before. And one of those, last year with our Water Conservation Awareness Project, we came across Riverwatch. Riverwatch is a statewide citizen science monitoring project. And this is something we're continuing, where we go out once a month and we take water samples, we send them in to be tested, and we also perform some of the tests ourselves and submit the data. So if you want more information about that, let me know. Well, now you want to know how you can help out with Roots and Shoots, right? If you live in our area, we would love to have your support and help. We welcome all ages of students. We've had kids as young as 3. We also, while we like to have you involved in the whole project, if you want to just come and help with certain events, that's fine too. If you don't live in our area, or you want to start your own Roots and Shoots group, go to rootsandshoots.org for more information.